Okay, hey guys, what's up? This is a video for my subscriber, 22srs22. You left a comment recently on my bandwagon fan video that I had done like a couple of weeks back, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Keep commenting, on my videos, and hope you enjoy them. But I really wanted to make this video specifically for you because the things you said in the comment, I think you kind of got a little bit. I don't think you really understand what I was kind of really saying, or I think you misunderstood a little bit of some of the things that I was saying in my video on bandwagon fans. And one of the things that you had mentioned was that, and one of the things you had mentioned was that you like CM Punk, but you would never put Punk over on The Rock. I think you kind of, I don't know from my video, you think that I put Punk over Rock, and that's clearly not what I did in that video. There are a lot of videos, you've probably seen quite a few of my videos where I talk about CM Punk, and I am a Punk mark. But for just as much as I say I like CM Punk, and I'm a big fan of Punk, I've also said very many times where I'm on my YouTube videos, and even my friends know me as well, that my two all-time favorite wrestlers are The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And how The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, those are the two wrestlers that are my bias, and I put them before any other wrestler, past or present, even CM Punk, even though I like CM Punk. But Punk, I wouldn't put over on The Rock. So I don't know, maybe if you thought I was putting Punk over, it sounded like I was putting Punk over on The Rock, but I wasn't. Okay. Like I said, I was using CM Punk as the main example of how bandwagon fans act, of how they hate a superstar today but love them tomorrow. So just wanted to clarify that. I don't know if you thought, if it sounded that way, which clearly I don't see how you might have misinterpreted that at all, but I was not putting Punk over on The Rock. And I would, like I said, I wouldn't put any other wrestler over on The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like I said, Rock is a legend, future Hall of Famer, and CM Punk has not even made a dent, in the WWE, or left any type of markings, on the WWE. Punk is still young; he still has a long career ahead of him, before we could consider him, one of the greatest of all time, or one of the greatest in, WWE history. So, like I said, I never put Punk over on Rock, and I never even mentioned that on that bandwagon fan video of putting Punk over on Rock. So I think you kind of misunderstood that a little bit. Second thing, just wanted to clarify was that in the same comment that you left, you also said that that you did agree with me when it came with bandwagon fans, but how a lot of people were supporting CM Punk. My phone. But you were saying how a lot of people support CM Punk. They only hate The Rock now because everybody's loving CM Punk when they were loving The Rock and screaming his name, months earlier this year. That's not really true. You also said in the same comment that you've grown up with The Rock since you were 6. I don't know how long ago that was. I don't know how old you currently are now. I don't know. I mean, you could have grown up watching The Rock since 2002 or 2003. I don't know. But that's not the reason why people are hating on The Rock now. The hate that people and the heat that people are giving The Rock now is the same heat and hatred that people have been giving The Rock since Rock left the WWE back in 2003. And it was that, Rock makes special appearances here and there in WWE, but he never really stays, like, within the WWE. And so, like I said, kind of know your facts before you just go off the handle on that, because, Rock's last match was WrestleMania 20. Was in WrestleMania 20 when he partnered up with Mick Foley. That was like his last match on television. But before that, just like I guess you could say official last match was on Backlash for 2003 against Bill Goldberg. Rock just left the WWE. Just like how you have Shawn Michaels had his last match. Ric Flair had his last match in WWE, at least. those type of guys where they advertised and said publicly on television that this is going to be Shawn Michaels' last match, or this is going to be Ric Flair's last match. How they advertised that, they spoke that out on Raw and SmackDown and all the other stuff. Rock never did that. Rock just took his ball and ran with it, and left the building, and no one ever heard a peep of him ever since. So a lot of people are upset with The Rock because Rock had left the WWE for 7 or 8 years, and he never really had like an official goodbye, or never said anything to the fans. He just quietly, discreetly just left with under the radar without anyone knowing. And when he came back this year, it was a huge pop, and everyone was excited. I was excited. I'm a Rocky fan. I'm part of Team Bring It. And everyone's excited because Rock was gone for such a long time, and he was one of the greatest of all time. So to see him host WrestleMania 27, that was huge. But one thing that I didn't do, and a few of my friends, like I said, when we saw Rock, we were excited to see Rock. But one thing that my friends and I, we didn't do, but a lot of other people did, was that they set their hopes up for The Rock returning full time in the WWE, like to the max. So the reason why I want people kind of like hate on The Rock now is because when Rock came back, Rock said finally he's home and he'll never ever leave. Now here's the problem. Majority of people who heard that really set their expectations up really, really high. Because when Rock says that he'll never ever leave, they actually thought that Rock will be coming back full-time wrestling, 300 days out of 365 days a year. That's what people thought. But that wasn't the case. Rock had his little, made his host of WrestleMania, made little special guest appearances here and there on Raw before WrestleMania. And since then, we have not seen Rock. Sure, he's had, little words with John Cena over Twitter, but Rock's never really made any other appearance since WrestleMania 27. And so a lot of people are upset with The Rock, not because they're being a bandwagon fan and they're kicking The Rock to the curb just to join on CM Punk. CM Punk has nothing to do with the reason why people hate The Rock or are giving The Rock heat. Rock is getting heat because, like I said, when he made that statement that he's never ever leaving, a lot of people set their expectations up really high, thinking Rock's going to, come back full time in the ring wrestling. But when Rock didn't do that, their expectations were let down, and a lot of people, like I said, were upset. And plus, there are a lot of people too who are still upset with The Rock at the fact that he left the WWE 7 years ago and never really said anything, never told anyone. He just discreetly just left quietly and went out the back door. So a lot of people still hold that, to The Rock. And even Rock himself said on Twitter of how when he said that he'll never ever leave, he did not mean that he was going to come back, and that he feels sorry that, if he misled anyone by mistake. Rock said this himself on his own Twitter page, and he said that his reason when he said he's coming back, Rock is going to be doing more things behind the scenes, not so much on screens. He'll make guest appearances here and there, but he says his whole reason for coming back is to help the young talent, to get them over, help the young talent and get them over, and make WWE, the most electrifying, entertaining, program or, network that it can be. So that's the reason why people are upset with The Rock, because Rock, like I said, they set the expectations too high. Me and other friends of mine and my brother were big, huge Rock fans. We didn't set our expectations up high when Rock says he's never ever leaving, because when you think about it, why should The Rock come back, and wrestle full time in the WWE? He's accomplished so much. He, a 7-time WWE champion, Royal Rumble winner, considered one of the greatest of all time, best talkers. He's had a hell of a career. He's not beat and banged up like a lot of wrestlers. So, and like I said, he's accomplished so much. He was the youngest WWE champion of all time until Brock Lesnar took that record over. But still, he's accomplished so much within the WWE. Why would he come back and work full time when talent just isn't what it used to be. And like I said, the WWE itself is not what it used to be. So, why surround yourself with a bunch of peons, you know, that aren't even on your level? And so that's why a lot of people are upset with The Rock. Not because of CM Punk. That's not a band. People liking Punk but hating Rock, that's not a bandwagon fan thing that's going on. People are liking Punk now because of what he said, but people are hating on The Rock not because of Punk, but because Rock promised he'll never ever leave, and people thought that he's going to come back and actually wrestle full time, but he's not. Of course, he has his match up for Cena against WrestleMania, and The Rock will make a special appearance at Survivor Series in New York in November this year. But other than that, people actually thought Rock was going to be back like on TV every Monday Night Raw for good. So that's the reason why people still hate The Rock. It has nothing to do with CM Punk. So like I said, I'm not upset or angry or anything like that, but I hope you understand, my bandwagon fan video. I just thought you kind of, from your comments, I thought you kind of was a little bit misleading and probably didn't understand as to what I was trying to say. So hope you see this video, and hope you enjoy many more videos that I make. Peace.